Gandharan Buddha. Where is this artwork from? This work of art is from the ancient region known as Gandhara, which is in the area of present-day Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Central South Asia. Gandhara was a major hub along the Silk Road, so this is a really important region in history. When was this work of art made? It was made in the 2nd century Common Era during the Kushan Empire, which was a very important empire during this time period and region along the Silk Road. So what kind of work of art is this? This is called a sculpture. It's carved from a dark stone called gray schist. And this stone was really popular in the region. It was actually preferred for this type of carving. So you will actually see a lot of sculptures from Gandhara that are carved in gray schist. Who is this work of art depicting? This is a very popular one. This artwork depicts a figure named Shakyamuni Buddha, often referred to simply as the Buddha. The Buddha lived in Nepal and India during the 6th century before Common Era. So we're talking about 2,500 years ago. Why? Why was this sculpture made? So artwork depicting the Buddha typically made to educate people on the life of the Buddha and his teachings. The word Buddha means one who is awake. We call that enlightened. And historically, the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, was the first to do this, to reach this spiritual perfection. And from that, he essentially started a movement that would change the course of history. So this particular sculpture depicts the moment in the Buddha's life where he tells everyone that he has reached enlightenment, that this amazing, almost indescribable thing happened to him. So this moment is often referred to as the first sermon or the first teaching. Let's take a closer look. When we look at the Buddha's hands, he is forming something called a mudra. A mudra is a symbolic hand gesture and essentially is a clue. What do I mean by clue? So when the sculpture was made, very few people could read. And so works of art contain symbols that the everyday person could recognize. You basically read art. The mudra that the Buddha is making is interpreted as a teaching gesture. And that is how we know this sculpture is depicting the Buddha's first teaching. This mudra is called the Dharma Chakra Mudra, which means the turning of the wheel of the Dharma. Dharma refers to the Buddha's teachings, and chakra means wheel. So this mudra represents the teachings of the Buddha spreading across the land like a wheel rolling. So fun fact. Have you ever seen an ancient Greek or Roman sculpture before? Maybe they wear flowing garments that cascade and they have really muscular arms. So look at this Buddha. It almost looks like it was carved in Rome instead of Gandhara. And that's because several hundred years before the sculpture was made, Alexander the Great conquered this area in 330 before Common Era. And once his reign was over, many of his Greco-Roman artists stayed behind. And then on top of that, a really fun fact is that sculptures like this were originally painted, just like how the sculptures in ancient Greece and Rome were painted, these vibrant colors. So this is a really fun sculpture to see in person because if you look closely, you may find some of the remaining colors.